Welcome to ScaleUp Radio Shorts, the podcast that brings you bite-sized insights from leading entrepreneurs, brought to you by Smart 90, the proven 90-day execution system that takes your business from where it is now to where you want to be.
I'm Granger Forson.
And I'm Kevin Brent, and together we're the founders of Smart 90.
In today's episode, we're diving into two fascinating interviews we recently conducted on ScaleUp Radio. We spoke with Chibuikem Osuchukwu, known as Chibs, the founder of GuDee, and Sean Taylor, the driving force behind ZipWorld.
We'll be comparing and contrasting their journeys, the challenges they faced, and the lessons they've learned along the way. From aerospace engineering to nutritious superfoods, and from the military to exhilarating adventure experiences, these two entrepreneurs have unique stories to tell. So, Granger, let's start with Chibs. Talk about a career pivot from designing aerospace systems to creating a nutrition brand centered around agusi seeds. It's quite a leap.
It is indeed. And what struck me most was his motivation. He felt he wasn't making a tangible difference in aerospace, a desire to have a positive impact. That desire led him to explore the potential of this West African superfood, something familiar from his childhood.
It's interesting how he highlighted the challenge of educating the market. Most people in the UK, unlike in West Africa, aren't familiar with agusi seeds. Not only did he have to build a brand from scratch, but he also had to introduce an entirely new concept to his target audience.
Exactly. He mentioned having to shift his mindset from focusing on features, as an engineer would, to benefits. Customers don't necessarily care about the protein content. They want to know how it will improve their lives. That requires a different kind of marketing approach.
Absolutely, and he talked about the importance of data-driven decisions. He admitted that even with data, it's not always right, but it provides a crucial foundation for understanding the market's needs and preferences. He learned that even if he personally liked a particular branding or product feature, it didn't necessarily translate to consumer appeal. He had to let go of his assumptions and truly listen to the feedback. Now let's talk about Sean and ZipWorld, from military to adventure tourism. Another fascinating journey. His background clearly shaped his leadership approach.
Absolutely. He spoke about mission command, giving his team the intent and the resources they need, allowing for mistakes, but expecting them to learn from them. That's very much a military principle. It fosters adaptability and resilience, which are crucial in a fast-paced, demanding industry like adventure tourism.
And you can see that resilience in how he tackled challenges. He talked about dealing with planning permissions, the complexity of the UK planning system, and the sheer volume of people they have to move through their sites safely. He seems to thrive in those high-pressure situations.
He mentioned something that I found particularly insightful: the importance of surrounding yourself with people who have different skill sets. He acknowledged his own weaknesses, specifically his short attention span. Recognizing that, he built a team around him where each individual could do their specific job better than he could. That's a crucial element of scaling a business effectively.
And he clearly has a vision. He's constantly looking for new experiences to offer, from zip lines to quarry carts to underground golf. He's even planning the world's biggest swing. He doesn't seem content to rest on his laurels. He's always looking for the next big thing. He is very focused on innovation. Both Chibs and Sean faced significant hurdles, but their approaches to overcoming them were quite different, reflecting their distinct personalities and industries.
Chib's challenges were more logistical and market-driven. Importing a relatively unknown food product into a new market presents a unique set of obstacles. He talked about the complexities of navigating certifications, not just in the UK, but also in Nigeria, where he sources the agusi seeds. The initial shipment took 6 months instead of the expected 2 weeks. A costly lesson in supply chain management.
And beyond logistics, he had the challenge of educating consumers about a product they weren't familiar with. He realized he couldn't rely on his own preferences and had to adapt his branding and marketing based on customer feedback.
Sean, on the other hand, faced the hurdles you'd expect in a rapidly growing experiential business: scaling operations, managing a large team, securing planning permissions in a complex regulatory environment. These were his battlegrounds.
He also had a setback with a planned expansion in Liverpool that was blocked by the Victorian Society. That must have been a significant disappointment, but he seems to have bounced back and focused on other opportunities.
I think a key takeaway for our listeners is the importance of adaptability. Both Chibs and Sean demonstrated this. Chibs adjusted his approach based on market feedback, and Sean, drawing on his military background, embraced the idea of adapting to chaos.
Absolutely, and they both learned from their mistakes. Chibs realized the importance of thorough market research, and Sean learned the hard way about due diligence after a disastrous venture with a fraudulent blimp operator. These setbacks, while painful, ultimately helped them refine their strategies and become more resilient. So, Granger, let's talk about their visions for the future. Chibs has ambitious plans for GuDee, aiming to expand beyond the UK and become synonymous with West African superfoods globally. He wants to introduce other superfoods to the market, building on the success of the Agouti seed products.
That's a bold vision, and it speaks to the growing interest in diverse and healthy food options. He's also focused on using his platform to support small polyculture farmers in West Africa, which I think is a fantastic element of his business model. It creates a positive social impact alongside the business growth.
Exactly, and he's learned the importance of market education. He realized that many people, even vegans, lack a deep understanding of protein and its importance in a healthy diet. He's now incorporating educational talks into his marketing strategy, which I think is smart.
Sean's vision for ZipWorld is equally ambitious. He's looking at three main avenues for growth: new virgin sites in untapped locations, expanding existing sites with new activities, and acquisitions of existing adventure businesses. He's particularly interested in iconic locations that attract tourists.
He's also keenly aware of the challenges of securing planning permission in the UK, so acquisitions of businesses that already have that in place are attractive to him. He mentioned looking at sites in the Lake District, Peak District, Scotland and Ireland, so it seems he's looking beyond Wales for expansion opportunities.
And let's not forget his plans for the biggest swing in the world. That's a statement piece that will definitely generate buzz and attract thrill seekers. Both Chibs and Sean clearly understand the importance of innovation and branding in differentiating themselves in competitive markets. Chibs is building a brand around a unique product with a compelling story, and Sean is constantly pushing the boundaries of adventure tourism.
So, Granger, what key takeaways can our listeners glean from these two inspiring stories?
Several things stand out, Kevin. First, both Chibs and Sean highlight the absolute necessity of networking and building strong relationships. Chibs, coming from aerospace, had to build a completely new network for the food industry, and Sean, while he had local connections, really benefited from the network he gained through private equity involvement.
Absolutely, and tied into that is the importance of thorough market research. Chibs learned a hard lesson early on, making assumptions about what his customers wanted rather than gathering data. Sean, with his focus on tourist destinations and creating unique experiences, demonstrates the value of understanding your target market.
Another crucial takeaway is the power of a strong team. Sean emphasizes how essential his team's knowledge and skills have been to ZipWorld's success, and he's actively working to strengthen his leadership team even further. Chibs, although a solo founder, recognizes the need to outsource certain aspects of the business and rely on the expertise of others.
And finally, both stories underscore the importance of adapting to challenges. Chibs faced significant hurdles navigating international logistics and food certifications, while Sean has had to contend with planning permission battles and economic downturns. Their resilience and willingness to pivot are crucial to their continued growth.
It's also interesting to contrast their leadership styles. Sean's military background is evident in his mission-driven approach and emphasis on clear lines of authority, while Chibs demonstrates a more collaborative and data-driven style. Both are effective in their own ways, demonstrating that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to leadership.
Well, Granger, it's been another insightful discussion dissecting the journeys of these two incredible entrepreneurs. Thanks for joining me today.
Always a pleasure, Kevin. These conversations are a great reminder of the diverse paths to success and the common threads that weave them together.
Absolutely. And we hope our listeners have found this episode of ScaleUp Radio Shorts valuable. If you want to delve deeper into the stories of Chibs and Sean, be sure to check out their full interviews on ScaleUp Radio. You can find them wherever you listen to your podcasts. Just search for ScaleUp Radio.
And if you're ready to take your own business to the next level, don't forget to explore Smart 90, our proven 90-day execution system for scaling businesses. We provide the tools and support you need to turn your vision into reality.
Thanks again for listening, everyone. This is Kevin Brent
And Granger Forson, signing off.